In my early 20s, I was almost broke. I was restricted, and being a girl, I was constantly told what I couldn't do. And in my 30s, I am financially free, I'm debt free, I can travel wherever I want, and I can say yes to myself without feeling guilty. All of it comes down to these 9 habits that I followed religiously in my 20s. Let's go. Let me tell you a controversial truth. In your 20s, if you attend every party, every wedding, and go on a trip every weekend that your friends or your acquaintances beg you to go, you won't have time to work on your own dreams, to think about your life. Every yes you say to other is a no to your dreams. And I know it is harsh, but it is the truth. I remember when I was prepping for CAD, my friends used to go out every day. They used to watch new movies, they used to go shopping, they used to go clubbing and partying together, while I was at my home studying for CAD exam and giving mock tests and practicing and revising every single day. And I said no to so many invitations. I said no to so many family gathering or wedding. And I was called selfish, I was called boring. But today, those people call me successful. And this is called delayed gratification. Sacrifice now, freedom later. I grew up in a middle class family where money was always limited. I started saving from a very early age. I remember in my first job, I used to get 30,000 or 36,000. Even then, I was saving every single week. Because of this habit, I paid my entire living expenses in IIM. I was able to afford my solo trip in IIM. And moving forward, this habit helped me in funding my own wedding without taking money from anyone, without taking any loan. Believe me, that is such an empowering feeling. And it's a very simple maths, right? Even if you spend 10,000 every month from age of 25 to age of 35, by 35, because of the compound interest, you will have around 20 to 25 lakhs in your bank. And I agree, money is not everything, but money definitely buy you freedom, because it gives you freedom and a choice to say no to things, to say no to jobs, to situation that doesn't serve you or that you don't like. And I learned this lesson very early in my life, that if I want to do anything that I wish, I have to make sure that I am financially secure to make that decision and to bear the consequences of that decision. The moment you start taking money from somebody, your life options and decisions are already restricted. And how I build this consistent habit: the moment I used to get my salary, 30% of my salary would be automatically deducted. So then what happens is, you have to live your life in that remaining 70%. Believe me, girls or guys, you don't need the designer bag, you don't need the designer top. You need money right now to save for your dreams, to save for your education, to save for your future. So save that money and invest that money. The other thing about your 20s is you feel invincible. You feel you can eat whatever you want, you can sleep whenever you want, and you can treat your body the way you want, and nothing will ever happen to you. Well, that's a big mistake, because all the junk food that you eat in your 20s, all the I will go gym from tomorrow, all the all-nighters that you do in your 20s will affect you in your 30s. And high performing people know that your body is a machine. If it breaks, game over. Just imagine how unfair it will feel when in your 30s you know that you're smarter than other people, you know that you know more than other person, but you're not able to put as much effort as that person because you don't have the energy to do it, or that you get sick so often that you're not able to perform really well in your job. Even when you know that you know more than other people, you'll still lag behind. Start investing in your health early in your 20s, because then only you can eat whatever you want and you can have an amazing life in your 30s, 40s and 50s. Most of the people that I know, they stop learning the moment they get their first salary. Because, growing up, we were taught that you have to give your boards and you have to choose science and you have to become an engineer, doctor. And once you've got your first job, you feel like you can relax now. You don't have to learn anymore and you can just keep doing that job day in and day out. But successful people never stop learning. People who invest in upskilling themselves, who always look out for opportunity to learn something new, even in their job, even when they're earning stable income. These are the people who are going to have an accelerated career. And in this age of AI, the ability to learn quickly, the ability to adjust, to be agile is going to be the most important skill in next 5 to 10 years. I always had this hunger. Even when I was doing my first job before MBA, I knew that this is not for me. This is a stepping stone. I need to move forward. I need to move ahead. And while there were a lot of other people who were very satisfied with that job, so I did MBA and then I joined my company. Even in my company, when I joined in the starting position, I was always looking out for different projects that I can do on the top of what I was doing. I was looking for different skill that I can build, different technology that I can learn, because I was learning new technology which other people were not learning or were not spending time on. So when the requirement came for those technology, my name was put forward, and hence I was able to travel abroad, know so many different people. And because I travel abroad and I made these network, later in life I was able to get the transfer from India to UK, because I had said yes to challenging opportunities, to new projects, to learning and upskilling. And yes, that means that initially I had to work a lot more than other people, but because I put that extra effort in the initial year, now I have a comfortable life. This habit or this curiosity of learning new thing is the only thing that is going to keep you relevant for long term. Since I joined consulting, I was always told that networking is so important. You have to make network, you have to meet as many people as possible, you have to attend every event, you have to be everywhere. But being an introvert, I was never a big networker, right? Just networking with people and doing small talk, it somehow never aligned with my value, and I was never comfortable in doing that. So while working on different projects, I identify these people who had similar values like mine, with whom I could converse and I could build these genuine relationships. And only with these limited people, I put effort in building strong genuine relationship. And of course, you have to keep diversity in these people, right? Not all of them can be same level as you, because then you won't have mentor. So I would look for people who were 2 or 3 level above me, because they could then help me guiding in my career. And also these people could vouch for me during the promotion discussions. Everybody has different way of building networks. Some people are good at talking and connecting on personal level. For me, I struggle there a little bit, so I believe more in doing genuine honest work and building relationship through that. So whenever I get an opportunity to do any work or any project with them, I'll make sure that I'm giving my 100%. I'm going above and beyond even if required. Suppose you've just joined a company and you see this female leader who's really impressive and has amazing work credential. Ping her, talk to her. Even if you feel scared and intimidated by her, go her and tell her like how impressive she is and how she inspires you. Set up some time with them that can be like connect. I would like to know more about your journey, to understand like how you've built your career for yourself. What can I learn from it? You can also ask them that if they could be an informal mentor to you. And believe me, a lot of women will say yes than saying no. But a lot of time in our head we think that, oh, why would she say yes? Oh, she's such a big shot. Why would she talk to an intern? No. Just take that first step to build that network. No matter how much you love your job, sometimes your jobs can get boring, your career can get stagnant, and this is where the side hustles keep you alive, keep you engaged. Especially I think today, having side hustle is so important, not just for making some extra money, but for your mental health. For example, I'm a very creative person, right? Also, I'm a very analytical person. So while my job helped satisfy my analytical needs, my side hustle were my way to express my creativity, because that's where I find my most mental peace. And I feel these both things complement each other so well, because sometimes when you are having a very stressful time in your job, you have other things going on the side to release the stress, to distract yourself, to think about something else. The other thing about side hustle is they keep you agile, they keep your brain sharp. While other people are just working on one thing, you're working on 2 to 3 things. You are diversifying your knowledge. And for many people, they've actually, over the period of time, they've made their side hustle their main job as well. While growing up, I was surrounded by people who had limited life experience, who had limited knowledge, who had a very similar way of thinking. So I had very few option of mentors or for people who I can look at and get inspired. You know what inspired me? Books. Because by reading these different books, I could actually experience a different life. I could actually see how other people lived. I could actually envision how people in London, Paris, or UK live. That was my gateway to a different way of thinking, to a different lifestyle. It actually inspired me to dream big and to work hard to get that dream. I would say if there's one habit that you should definitely build in your 20s, it should be reading. If in today's time where everybody has such a short span of attention, everybody wants reel and shorts, if you build a habit of reading, you're going to have much improved mental health because you're not simulating your brain that much, and also it's going to improve your power of concentration. Of course, you're going to have better vocabulary, you're going to have better sentence making skills. All those things are bonus, and when your concentration power improves, you can actually spot mistakes, flaws, or things which other people can't. And that skill is so important in your career. Your 20s are messy, right? You have heartbreak, identity crisis, confusion, friendship break. Everything is so overwhelming. And if you keep everything inside, it will eat you alive. Not everybody is very good at expressing these emotions, or there are certain emotions that you don't even want to share with people around you. Also, sometimes it is so much that you just don't know where to start, and start impacting your mental health. Once it impacts your mental health, it will impact your life, it will impact your job, it will impact your productivity. And this is where journaling comes into picture. Because what journaling does, it gives you a way to release all these emotions. Once you put everything on the paper, first you get clarity on what you're feeling. Secondly, you feel like you've shared all of this. Thirdly, when you put your problem into paper, sometimes you do realize that they were not as big as you were thinking in your head. It helps you process your emotion in better ways, which is so important in your 20s, because the more you keep these things inside, these feelings inside, the more they're going to come and haunt you in your 30s. It is helping you resolve a lot of crisscross threads in your mind so that you can work and focus with a clear mind. The last and probably the most important habit, practicing gratitude. And it's not fluffy, right? It is neuroscience. Once you start focusing on things that you're grateful for, you attract those things. Your brain is wired in such a way that it notices what you keep thinking about. If you keep thinking about things you're grateful for, how lucky you are, your brain would look at opportunities instead of looking at threats or risk. Sticking to this habit and writing 3 things that I'm grateful about every morning has helped me in my toughest time. I feel that life can throw multiple storms at you, right? And gratitude is like that anchor that you can hold on to be steady during this storm when everybody else is panicking. And you know that you can only think straight and you can only think most efficiently when you're steady rather than when you're panicking. Your 20s and early 30s are your foundation years. Waste them and you'll put your entire 30s in damage control. Invest them and your 30s and your 40s will be the best time of your life. And if you're interested in building the dream life and dream career, then hit subscribe to my channel because more such videos are coming, and I'll see you in the next video.